My dear friends, welcome to our channel Young India. Friends, we had made one video how to become scientist into ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. More than 3 lakh students have seen it. Many students from South India requested to make the same video in English because that video was in Hindi. So we are making the same video on how to become scientist in ISRO with complete details with some additional information in English. So let's start. My friends, there are so many young students who are still in school and there are many who are in colleges. They have interest into science and they want to become scientists, and especially into ISRO because they have interest into space related things. So they ask question how to become scientist into ISRO. Okay, so today we are going to discuss this thing into detail. Friends, there are various ways to become scientist into ISRO. Like you can prepare to become scientist after your school, you can prepare to become after your college, and you can prepare to become after post graduation or PhD. Let's start one by one. So after school, first is after school. So suppose you are in 10th class or you just passed out of 10th class and you want to become a scientist into ISRO. Then first of all you need to take science mathematics subject into 11th class. You need to study 11th and 12th class with science mathematics. And after 12th you have one examination, IIT JEE, Joint Entrance Examination. Through that examination there are two ways. One thing is you give JEE main examination, JEE advanced examination, and get admission into one institute, IIST, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, that is in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. So that admission, IIST gives admission based on your rank into JEE examination. To know more about the admission process of IIST, like how much cutoff is required, how many marks are required in JEE examination, you can check the website of IIST. In IIST, when you get, there are basically three branches in which you are being taught. One is aerospace engineering, second is electronics and communication, and third is engineering physics. So basically three branches are there. One thing is good about IIST is that the education is completely free there. You don't need to pay anything because that institution has been built basically on the understanding that few people who have interest into space related technology, they will come in these institutes, they will learn about the space related things, physics related things, and ISRO will take all the graduates from there at the scientist level position, scientist C position. Okay, so all the students who come to IIST and maintain a good CGPA, they are recruited at the position of scientist C in ISRO without any examination. All the graduates there of IIST are directly selected. One thing is that once you go there, you would have to sign a bond that you would have to work at least for 3 years into ISRO, because that institution is teaching you so that you don't go anywhere else. They are providing you the education free as well. So basically they are training you for their own work, right? So they will have bond of 3 years. If you break that bond, then you will have to pay some amount that you can check at their website. So first way, best way is to get into IIST. But the problem with this approach is that you won't have any other career options till the bond time is there. Second way is that through JEE examination itself, you can go into top IITs, right? And you can go into IISc. In these top institutes, every year ISRO go there and they directly recruit some students through interview process only. So in top IITs and IISc, recruitment for scientist position happens through direct interview. There is no examination. So if you after 12th through IIT examination, JEE examination, you go into IIT, then there is one benefit that if you want, you can go into ISRO if you are given the opportunity after the interview, but you have so many other career options as well other than ISRO. So these are two ways after school through your JEE examination. Now suppose that is over. Now you are in college. So you need to get admission into BTech college. Okay, it could be some NIT college or it could be some tier 3 college. Okay, you need to get admission into a BTech degree. So for that as well, you need to study science mathematics in 11th and 12th. Now you got admission into some BTech degree. So after your BTech is done, ISRO every year, mostly every year, not necessary, every year organizes one examination that is called ICRB examination, ISRO Centralized Recruitment Board examination, and through that examination it recruits people for the position of scientist C. And basically these are mainly for three branches: computer science, mechanical, and electronics. Sometimes there would be vacancy for civil engineering as well, but it does not mean under mechanical only mechanical branch can appear, under electronics only electronics branch student can appear. You can go through the notification to understand that which all branches are allowed under mechanical, which all branches are allowed under computer, which all branches are allowed under mechanical. So every year most probably this examination ICRB happens. And what is the criteria for this examination is, first of all, in your college you need to have average 65 percentage, okay, and or you can have, if there is some CGPA system, then you need to have 6.84 CGPA, right? So either 65 percentage aggregate or 6.84 CGPA you need to have, then only you can apply. And otherwise if you apply they will reject your application process. So once you apply, after that there would be one written examination. Okay, so ISRO written examination previous year papers you can see on the ISRO website, and you can make a strategy how you would be preparing for that, what type of questions are asked in each branch. Okay, you can see all the previous year papers on ISRO website. Okay, generally mostly in October November the application process starts, and in Jan Feb the examination happens. Okay, after you give the written examinations, they will select few students and call for interview. So interview is for 100 marks, and based on the marks in the interview the final selection would be done. Okay, so the written examination is only for to getting the call into the interview process. Okay, and the selection is done based on your marks in interview process. Okay, so it would be of 100 marks, and after your final selection is done you are recruited for scientist C position. And ISRO has various centers, okay, in various parts of the country, and you are sent to those centers as a scientist. So ISRO has various centers. So ICRB examination is basically a central examination for scientist position in all the centers. Okay, sometimes what happens, these centers individually organizes some recruitment procedures, so you need to be active on their website. You can get some recruitment news here and there as well, so you can apply through those centers as well. Now this is after your graduation. Now sometimes like you do MTech or MS from abroad, so sometimes they also require some person who are specialized in some categories like aerospace engineering or thermal energy or whatever. There are different kind of specializations they require. So sometimes they publish this requirement on their website. So if you have done masters into those specialization, then you can apply, and there is no examination. After MTech or MS as well, they recruit at the position of scientist C. It would be done mainly through interview only. There would not be any exam. Okay, so but the difference between after BTech also you get scientist C position, after MTech or MS also you get scientist C position. But the promotion of BTech student to scientist D position is done after 4 years, and the promotion of MTech MS student from scientist C to scientist D is done after 2 years. One way is to get after PhD. So from time to time they require some PhD people who have specialization research into various categories, so they again put the requirement into their website. And if you also feel that you have some special PhD done and you feel you could be of use to ISRO, you can send your CVs, resumes to them, and you can be active on their website. Okay, so for MTech people, MS people, PhD people, you need to be active on their website. There is no examination. They would publish requirement time to time. You need to be active and understand. If you fit, you can send your CV. There would be recruitment. So MTech, MS people would get scientist C position, after 2 years promotion to scientist D, and PhD people will get scientist D position. So these are various ways through which you can get admission into ISRO as a scientist. So I have tried to explain all those ways. If you have any question still now, few questions that you might have, I want to clear now only, that if you want to appear into ICRB examination, so the percentage criteria is only for your BTech. They don't have any criteria of percentage into your 12th. Whatever percentage you have, they have requirement of 65% or 6.84 CGPA in your BTech only. So all the best, friends. If you have any questions, you can ask me in comments. I will try to answer all those questions. All the best. Thank you very much.